Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 883.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about the housing market and specifically how fast homes are selling. Almost half of U.S. homes sell in less than a week. This article comes to us from Zillow. It says, in April, 47% of U.S. homes were on the market for less than a week before going pending. More than three-quarters, 76%, were on the market less than a month. Today's hurried home buyers may be wishing there were 8 days in a week. Roughly half the homes that were pending in April did so in less than 7 days. It's no secret that homes have been flying off the market for months, but the already rushed pace of home buying in the face of limited supply and sky-high demand that has characterized the market since last summer has only intensified with the onset of this year's busy spring home shopping season. In April, the typical home nationwide was on the market exactly 1 week before accepting an offer and going pending, with almost half, 47%, accepting an offer in less than 7 days, according to a Zillow analysis. More than three-quarters, 76%, went pending in less than a month. In April 2020, when early pandemic uncertainty and strict lockdown orders temporarily froze some housing market activity, just 30% of homes went pending within a week and 60% within a month. And the need for speed isn't just being felt by those seeking the most sought after, by speculators, first-time homebuyers, and/or buyers on a budget alike, entry-level homes. Among the least expensive homes, a slim majority, 50.5%, went under contract in less than a week in April, up from 34.1% in April 2020, a 48% year-over-year increase. An even bigger majority, 54.6%, of homes in the middle price tier and almost half, 48% of homes in the top price tier, went pending in a week or less in April, up 60% and 71% year-over-year respectively. And then they have a chart here with ultra-fast home sales are common in most major markets. They have markets like Columbus, Ohio, Denver, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Seattle, Charlotte, Portland, Richmond, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Raleigh, Hartford, Louisville, Jefferson County, Nashville, Baltimore, Cleveland, St. Louis, Oklahoma City, Detroit, Tampa, Jacksonville, and Birmingham. So they have a bar chart here that shows about 60% were getting offers in less than 2 weeks and 80% in 1 to 2 weeks. 90% 4 to 8 weeks. The article goes on to say the squeeze is also being felt in a majority of large markets nationwide. In 27 of the nation's 50 largest metros, a majority of homes went under contract in less than a week in April. In Columbus, Denver, and Salt Lake City, a week was all it took for more than 70% of local listings to go pending. The share of homes going pending in less than 2 weeks was higher year over year in April in every single top 50 metro in the country except Memphis. This incredibly fast-moving market is undeniably stressful for buyers and a good number of sellers too, who may feel on top of the world when they list their home and get a quick offer, but then back at the bottom if when they find themselves needing to find another home to buy. But this speed does have some practical advantages at a very macro level. One of the main reasons that inventory can keep falling as it has and sales overall continue to grow is precisely because of this faster market velocity. And unlike previous periods when demand for homes was high and time on market short, notably the pre-2008 housing boom, The market this time around is driven by sound fundamentals, unlikely to fade anytime soon. More inventory will eventually help cool the competition and bring some relief for buyers exhausted from having to move so quickly to secure a home. More than 2/3, 69%, of 100-plus economists and experts nationwide, recently surveyed by Zillow, said they expect inventory to begin growing again later this year or in the first half of 2022. That may be small comfort to those in the market looking to buy now, but it's important to remember that patience is a virtue and that the right home at the right price in the right place will make itself available at some point. When it does, those buyers best prepared to pounce on it and move quickly with all of their financial ducks in a row and with the advice of a trusted agent will be most successful. End of article. Well, yes, I think that we've talked all year about why we have such low inventory. We've also talked about September of this year being a time when that would start to loosen up and into next year. And I think 2022 is going to present itself much, much better inventory, much better choices. I think it's going to be a completely different housing market in a year. But this remains a great time to sell. So if you've been thinking about selling, this is the time to do it. Especially if you have a difficult property to sell or you can't afford to make major repairs like put on a new roof that might be needed, or it needs a lot of fixing up, it's outdated. If you have some major negatives to your home, that's an even better time to sell because so many people are buying no matter what the condition of a house. So it's almost like the worse condition your house is in, the better you are to sell it now while housing inventories are low and while houses are selling fast. So I would just say buyer beware if you're a buyer. People are waiving all kinds of contingencies and they're waiving their inspections and they're waiving everything. So you better bring through your own inspector when you're looking at the house and making an offer just to make sure your house doesn't need more work than you think if you're a buyer. If you're a seller, this is a great time to sell without having to make any improvements because just about any house put on the market now is going to sell at top dollar. So as I've been saying, it's a great time to sell, but not a great time to buy. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available so you never miss one of them. We have a few days left in our review contest where you can win one of 25 prizes. 10 of my books, You're Already a Wealth Heiress, Now Think and Act Like One, 6 Practical Steps to Make It a Reality Now. That copy will be signed by me, and the Wealth Heiress book was added to the list of all-time best wealth books by Book Authority. You could also win our Wealthy Mindset Blueprint audio sets valued at $197. That is to help you with changing your mindset, overcoming mindset blocks, and limiting beliefs. And 5 people will win a one-on-one wealth mentoring session with me. All you need to do is leave a podcast review on Apple Podcasts for Be Wealthy and Smart. That will get your name in the drawing one time. And if you've read the Wealth Heiress book and leave a book review on Amazon, that will get your name in the drawing 2 times. And winners will be announced on the June 2nd podcast. So be sure to tune in that day and see if you've won. Thank you so much to everyone who's left a review. I so appreciate it. That means so much to me. I really appreciate you taking the time to do it. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.